Good evening, students. My name is Narola Longkamer. I am a teacher at Government High School Learman under Mokokchung district. So today I'll be your English teacher for class 9, and the topic that we're going to do is from prose section, that is Dr. Talimaran Au, the football wizard. So that is the lesson that we're going to take, and it'll be good if you can have your textbooks with you, and this lesson is in page number 47. So if you can refer to your textbook, it's in page number 47, I repeat. All right, so let us start with the lesson. So here we are going to today study about a football legend named Dr. T. Au, that is Dr. Talimaran Au. And my dear students, many of you must have heard about him, and for some people this might be new for you, but I want you to listen carefully so that you can understand about him better, right? So this is about his life story, the achievements that he had in his life, in his football career also, right? So Dr. Talimaran Au was born in Changki village under Mokokchung district. Okay, so Changki village is a village under Mokokchung district, and then he was born on the 28th of January 1918. I want you all to remember the dates properly so that this will really help you in your exams, all right? So he was born on 28th January 1918, and his parents' names were Reverend Subungwati Ningdangri, and then his mother's name was Muasangla Changkilari. I repeat, Reverend Subungwati Ningdangri was his father's name, and then his mother's name was Muasangla Changkilari. Okay, so right from an early age, after he grew up into, I mean, like not very old, but after he became, 17, 18 years like that, after he became an adult, it is said that he had a very towering personality. In fact, Dr. T. Au was renowned for having a very good personality, right? And why is having a very good personality important in a person? For example, you might be very good looking, you might have very good physical features, but if you don't have a bright personality, then people will not like you, isn't it? So that is why, people got attracted to him from a young age because of his towering personality, right? And on top of that, it's like, adding more cheese to the topping. Apart from his towering personality, he also had a very tall height. Okay, his height was 5'10" as he reached his adult years, right? So 5'10", and then good physical features. On top of that, he had so appealing personality. It is said that he was such a refined gentleman. So because of all these factors, it really helped him all throughout his life, okay? And when you go to your textbook, the second paragraph of page number 47, you can see a reference of the American missionaries, okay? So in Dr. T. Au's life, the American missionaries were very significant. Why is that? Is because he studied his schooling in Ipoh, okay? So Ipoh was the mission center for the American missionaries who first came to the Au region, right? So when he was there in Ipoh, the American missionaries could see that, after completing his school hours, he would go to the fields and he would, start playing with the football. So the missionaries could see that he was very articulate and skillful in using his football and then playing with it, okay? So they predicted that, one fine day this young boy is going to grow up one fine day and become a very, great footballer, right? So that is why the American missionaries really encouraged him to play and practice harder, okay? And the year 1938, students, the year 1938 is very significant in Dr. T. Au's life, right? So why is this? Is because this was the year that he joined Cotton College in Assam. Okay, so in 1938 he joined his first ISC at Cotton College, Assam. So ISC here would basically mean after passing your class 10 you join class 11 and 12, right? So that would mean during the previous times it was known as ISC, right? So during Cotton College, people came to know about his football skills. That is why he was made the captain of the college football team. Okay, so he was made the captain, and then as he was playing, people could really see his skills. And a very important incident happened when he was studying in Cotton College. Okay, there was a certain college called Murari Chand College in Sylhet. Okay, that is, Sylhet is another place in Assam nearby Cotton College, and it was a long tradition in Assam that Cotton College and Murari Chand College, they always met to play a friendly match between the two colleges. Okay, and that year, remember, he was the captain, right? So he led the college football team and went to Sylhet to play a match with that college. And one very interesting thing that happened was that it was, continuing for 13 years that the other college, Murari Chand College, was always winning the football match. Okay, and that year, very surprisingly, Cotton College won the football match. So it was, very surprising for every one of them, and even the college was very happy. The professors were happy, the teachers were happy. Okay, so you could understand the kind of situation that the kind of glory that Dr. T. Au brought his college, right? So that is how again it escalated. That means it increased his popularity, right? And the principal, when he was studying in Cotton College, the principal and the professors of Cotton College were also very helpful towards, Dr. T. Au. Why is that? Is because he was a very good student. He, did all his homework. He did well in the exams, and he was very regular in his classes. I hope all of you students, you might be doing that. So he was a very good student. At the same time, he played great football. So the combination of these two, really intrigued the teachers to, have a liking for him, right? So we teachers also, we like students who obey the teacher, have respect for the teacher, and it is always good to do your own work on time, right? So that is how he became a favorite among his teachers and professor also. And during the match, I said that Murari Chand College and Cotton College, they played the match, right? So in that match, it was the last goal of Dr. T. Au, which led the team to win the match against Murari Chand. So the last winning score was given by Dr. T. Au. And one thing that the observed boys, I think you might relate with me, somebody who is very skillful in his, playing the ball. Take the example of Cristiano Ronaldo, for example. He is very good in, skillfully, taking the ball to the goal side, right? And then he will score the winning goal, right? So even if opponents come on the way, they are not able to block the player because he's such an expert, right? So that kind of player Dr. T. Au was. So that's why people really liked watching him. And then it was also said that whenever there was a match played between the college and other rivals, and if Dr. T. Au was playing, then it attracted more crowd, it seems, because he had a certain charisma, right? And after, in 1938, the match was played, he was the captain, and all those things were unfolding. And then the sensational news of Cotton College beating Murari Chand College spread like wildfire among the Bengali and then the Assamese fans also. So people were very curious to know about him. Now in the present times, if you can relate with this situation, suppose you like a certain football player, then you will try to Google it, try to know more about him, right? But during the olden times, the news or getting a news from another person, that was the only source of information, right? So the news about him being such a good, skillful football player spread like wildfire, and people were so curious, and people were saying that, oh, there's a certain Naga headhunter, and he's very good in playing football. So people will start coming, and in a very short while he became a favorite among, remember he was studying in another state, right? But even in another state, even among strangers, he became quite popular, right? And another thing that we can note is that it was Dr. T. Ao's father's dying wish that his son, Dr. T. Ao, become a doctor and study medicine. Okay, so after he studied class 11 and 12 in Cotton College, he went on to join R.G. Carr Medical College in Calcutta. So this was the college where he studied medicine. Okay, so during that time, by the time, remember, he was already there in Cotton College. Now he has moved to Kolkata. So he's continuing his studies. At the same time, he's not leaving football also, right? And many Bengali people also came to know about his talent, right? So after he joined this R.G. Carr Medical College, he met a certain person called Sarat Das. Again, the name Sarat Das is important in the lesson. So in Calcutta, he met Sarat Das, and this person, he was also a very young footballer, a very talented footballer like Dr. T. Ao. And then he was already popular among the footballers, and he had already joined a certain football club called Mohun Bagan. And when I say the word Mohun Bagan, remember students, nowadays if you can relate, then famous players like Baichung Bhutia and then Sunil Chetri, the Indian football captain, he's also from Mohun Bagan. Okay, so it is a very, Mohun Bagan is a very famous football club based in Kolkata, right? So he was met, his friend Sarat Das encouraged him to join Mohun Bagan, and then thereafter he was also able to join Indian Football Association. Okay, so that is how he was able to carry forward his studies at the same time his football career. And students, when we look into the life of Dr. T. Ao, there are some very important things that we need to note. First is his personality. So I was saying earlier also, if we have a bright, attractive personality, be it young people, old people, everyone will start liking you, right? So that was his plus point. And then his teachers and his professors also really helped him to enhance his football career. Why is that? It is because, remember I told you about that incident at the football match between Murari Chand and Cotton College, right? So that time, it is said that his final exams were going on, and he had appeared all the subjects, and one subject was left for him to appear. So the principal of the college exempted him from the exam, not because just to let him go like that, but for him to go and play the match. And at first it is said that Dr. T. Ao was a bit reluctant, because that time he was the only science student, and then in fact he was the only Naga students studying science in Assam. So he really wanted to keep the name of the Nagas also, and his family also. That is why he was a bit hesitant, but he talked it out with the principal, and then he went, and then he won the match, right? Impossible. It was like an impossible thing, but he really brought back great victory to the college, right? So that's why the principal was also happy. And remember, I told you that Dr. T. Ao was a very good student also, right? So had he been a bad student, then the principal would not have considered, his final exams, isn't it? But because he worked hard from before, because he was very obedient from the beginning, that is why he was able to win the trust of the college faculty. Okay, and then even the American missionaries were, really helpful in, molding his football career. Why is that? Is because, during that time, we were headhunters, right? And our parents were not educated. So if there was no one to encourage him to play football, then he would have maybe not continued his football practices and skills also, right? So, all throughout Dr. T. Ao's life, what we can understand is that all along the way, he met the right people, he met the right opportunity, and then when he got opportunities like that, he tried to make best use of it, right? So that is how he was able to have a perfect balance between football and then his studies also. And this is for extra information students, but I'd like to, in simple words, I would like to tell you the meaning of talimaran, okay? So, Dr. T. Ao's full name is Talimaran Ao, isn't it? For our people or for our students, you might relate, but for the other students, I would just like to, break down the meaning for you. The name contains two names joined together. One is Tali and then the other one is Maran. So here, Tali in the Ao dialect would mean more or much. Okay. So, and then Maran would mean, bringing glory or, bringing a good name. That's what we can relate to. So, Tali means more. And then here I said this is glory. Right. So we can, what we can understand from his name is that he brought, the meaning is that bringing much glory. So in simple words, we can understand Talimaran as bringing much glory. So all along as you, go about the lesson, as you read the lesson, as you listen to our explanations, we can relate from the different incidents, the achievements, the popularity that he had all throughout his life. We can, really say that he really lived up to the meaning of what his name is saying, right? Okay, so previously I said that there are some important events and years in the book which is important for you, right? So another important event in the book is the year 1948. So why is 1948 important is because it was the year that Dr. T. Ao represented India for the London Olympics, right? See, India got independence in 1947, isn't it? So 1948, India was able to join the London Olympics. And for the football team, Dr. T. Ao led the Indian team as captain, okay? So there, there were certain incidents that happened which was, very interesting for the whole world, and then, people really recognized the talent of Dr. T. Ao. In the first match, it is said that India won the match against Burma by default, okay? And in the second match, it was played against France, and there, India lost the game by 2-1, okay? India lost the game, but one very interesting thing that the world audience, the world spectators noticed was that Dr. T. Ao was playing barefoot. So in one interview, a reporter asked him like, Mr. T. Ao, why are you playing barefoot like that, no? So his reply was again very smart. Remember, he's a good student and intelligent also, right? So he told the crowd that I play football, not bootball. So basically it means that the shoe is not important for him, but he was using his bare feet to really utilize his skill and play the ball. Okay, so the shoe was not important, the boot was not important for him, but his feet was more important for him. So that is how he replied. And then the world were really amazed because all the other players from the other teams, from the other countries, they were using the football boots. But for the Indian team, they all played barefoot, it seems. So even if, India's performance was not that great, seeing somebody who is a little different from others, we all like to watch that kind of things, right? So that is why India's popularity and Dr. T. Au's popularity really gained. Okay. And then during his career as a footballer, it seems Dr. T. Au toured lots of Southeast Asian countries and then many Asian countries, and all along, he was popular, he was very skillful, he really knew how to interact with the crowd also. And there is a certain incident given in the book, it's in page number 49, Dhaka. Dhaka is the capital of Bangladesh, isn't it? So when they were the Mohun Bagan team, they were supposed to play a match in Dhaka. It seems Dr. T. Au was not feeling very well. So he just rested in the restroom and he let his teammates play the game. But the crowds were becoming very restless, and then the crowd were asking, bring back Dr. T. Au or else let's cancel this match, we will not play. So that is the kind of popularity that he had, not only in another state of India, but abroad also. Okay, so after that, the other teammates came to him, they convinced him to come out of the restroom, and he got ready to play the match, and then only the crowd subsided, it seems. So he was very popular outside India also. And then naked Naga headhunters. This phrase became very popular when Dr. T. Au was a footballer in Mohun Bagan. Why is that? Is because, see, Naga people, we were headhunters previously, right? And we were a little backward than the other states of India, right? So somebody rising up from that kind of culture or from that kind of society and then playing very good football, at the same time very good in studies. So who will not like that kind of person, right? So it is said that, because of him, because of his personality, because of his, good behavior, it brought great value and integrity to the name of Nagas also. Okay. And then another year that is important in the lesson is the year 1950. So 1950 was the year that Dr. T. Au completed his MBBS degree. Okay, so he was studying medicine, remember, in Kolkata, right? So in 1950 he completed his degree as a doctor, and then initially in the year 1952 he was made to join Dibrugarh Medical College. So there he worked as a registrar in the ENT department. So when we say ENT, doctors also have special different abilities, right? So when we say in ENT, they specialize in this, upper portion of the face. So he was an ENT doctor there. And then after, during this time in 1952, remember that Nagaland didn't get we didn't get our statehood, right? So we were still under Assam. So after working in Dibrugarh, he was transferred to Kohima as assistant surgeon in Naga Hospital. Okay, and he also became the director of health and health services in Nagaland, and then he served there until retirement until the year 1978. And all throughout his lifetime, he was associated with different football clubs and associations and sports events. Okay, so some of the councils and associations that he was affiliated to were the Indian Council of Sports in there also he was a member, and then the Indian Football Association, and then it is said that he is also a life a permanent member of the Mohun Bagan Club, okay, until his death. And then he was also a member of Nagaland State Sports Council, and then Nagaland Badminton Association, and then Nagaland Football Association also. And when you look at page number 50 in your textbook, another very interesting thing that unfolded was, now Dr. T.Au became a doctor. He came back to Nagaland. He was working in the medical department and all, and then he retired. But it is said that he never retired from football. Even though he was old and even though he could not play football, he always made sure to attend sports events and football events, okay. And during one time, the Mohun Bagan Club came to Nagaland to play a friendly match with the Naga players, okay. And one reporter was asking him, like, you are a permanent member of Mohun Bagan Club, and on top of that you are a Naga, so which, both are your very, both teams are very close to your heart, so whom do you support? The reporter asked like that. And then what he replied was, of course I am a member of Mohun Bagan Club, but the first thing is that I am a Naga, right? So that is why I will support Nagaland team. And very luckily, it seems, Nagaland team won the match against Mohun Bagan that day, okay? So, the kind of respect that he had among the football scenario, and then the kind of personality that he portrayed, and everywhere he went to international events also. He played at the international level, at the local level, at the national level also, but wherever he went, he always made sure that he uplifted the name of the Nagas, okay. And then it is said that in the year 1956, Dr. T.Au married a staff nurse named Degim Dongal. So they got married and they had 4 children, 2 daughters and 2 sons, okay. So, and then he lived the rest of his life. After he got older, he settled in Dimapur, and then it is said that on 13th September 1998, he, after a very brief illness, he demised, okay. So on 13th September 1998, he passed away. And then Dr. T.Au left a legacy that is very laudable, that is very praiseworthy. Many people, during a time when Naga people were not very educated, we all were headhunters, we were very backward, but at a time like that, he made sure that he studied hard, he made sure that he uplifted the name of the Nagas, and at the same time, his love for football never went out of his heart or out of his life. So that is how he, always maintained a perfect balance. And another friend of Dr. T.Au, after he passed away, said that, during that time, we didn't play football for money, but we played football for the love of the game. So nowadays, we see a lot of international players also shifting from one club to another because their whole motive is money, right? But for them, they were so simple, but at the same time, so honest and dignified also. So it is said that they played football not for the love of money, but for the love of the game. So on that note, I would like to conclude this lesson, and then even though the teachers have explained different lessons to you, I want you all, dear students, to keep in touch with your textbook, so that with the help of a little explanation, and as you keep on reading your books, you'll be able to relate more with the story of Dr. T.Au. Thank you so much.